whatever it is. Every tradition has some kind of a prayer for the departed. Then it picks up the thread. The problem is, we don't know in what time series the soul departed. We don't know. For us, it may be 100 years. For the departed soul, it may be one day. You know, entirely different time series. So, since you are not very clear about the time series, so what we do, we give the benefit of doubt to them. And we continue praying for 3 generations. 3 generations. So, Pitama, the Pitamaha, Prabhitamaha, Pitur Prabhitamaha, like this, grandfather, etc., we pray for them. Similarly, Matamaha, Matur Pitamaha, Matur Prabhitamaha, like this, we three generations, we include their names and offer every new moon day certain oblations. And then every year, Tithi day, we offer. When the father or mother passes away, on that Tithi day, not only for the father, but also 3 more generations, we do this. And this is done all through one's lifetime, honestly. Lifetime. Until you take sannyasa, you do. On the day of sannyasa also, you do shraddha for all of them. The ceremony is done. Final ritual is done. Afterwards, you need not do. Or till death it is done. It is, even today a lot of people do it. They don't miss this at all. So idea is, we don't know the benefit, their lot, and we pray for them. And if they had already taken birth according to their karma, either here on this earth or elsewhere, they had taken already another incarnation, the prayer would go to Ishvara. Pitrurupena Ishvara. Ishvara being everything. Therefore, in the form of Pitrus, we invoke Ishvara. Therefore, it would form a prayer still. Prayer to Ishvara. So, nothing is a waste. And this is how they discuss about the after-death experiences, etc. One fellow wrote a book, Life After Life. It seems he died, and then he went all over, and then came back to the same body. Then he wrote a book, Life After Life. It was a good seller. I don't know best seller it was, but it was a good seller for some time. Somebody asked me about the book, and I said, I don't think he went anywhere. Because if you leave the body, because it was only when you die, you go. Before death, you cannot go. Once one has departed the body, he won't come back. If he comes back, then he's not dead. Clinically, if they had declared that he was dead, that means our clinical data were not good enough. To pronounce this particular, to make the judgment that this fellow is not dead, they don't have data for that. So it only points out our inadequacy of this knowledge about death, etc. Death is defined by us when the departed soul does not come back. That is called death. That's why we call the dead body as a stiff. The rigor mortis must come. Then it is death. This is all money making. That's all, nothing else. Maybe that person had some experience. Naturally, near death is always experience. Near death is experience itself is big enough. So a lot of things you can see. Near death experience, a lot of people see a lot of things. Not a big deal. If you are not in a coma, you will see a lot of things. So anybody can write anything. But those things we don't take seriously. This is all purely Shastra. And within the model there is some logic. This karmic model, we have a logic. And that logic, what we can give. So, any other question?
The story of Ahilya, don't you think that Ahilya was cursed for a wrong reason, and should Gautama be punished for that? Because he cursed her for a wrong cause.
Cursed for what?
Cursed Ahilya for a wrong, because Indra, he impersonated like Gautama and he was visited her, so
Yeah.
not her fault. And
Yeah.
Real Gautama comes,
It's wrong. It's a wrong curse, yeah. But anyway, she got Rama, she got liberated. Sapa Vimochanam. It's wrong. That's why these people in anger, these all tell one thing, that in anger you do wrong things. Even such a great sage like Gautama, even he is not to blame. I mean, he's no exception. All these tell us that anger is something that you have to manage. Anger should not manage you. When you are in anger, you should not conduct a conversation. And one should be able to say, I am angry, I will talk to you later. That's a correct thing to do. I will talk to you later. I am angry now, I will talk to you later. You have to draw boundaries. If somebody is angry, also you can tell. You are angry now, why not we talk later? But tell in such a way that it doesn't provoke the fellow. Provoke the person more.
Swamiji, morning you were saying, you were talking about free will and destiny. You said that it is not an important discussion. Why do you consider so?
Yeah. Generally, these are the questions I said. Questions. Koyam Atma, etc., they don't ask. This is what they ask, That's what I said. It's not, I don't say it's important or unimportant. It is important sometimes. It's important. How much, we will look into that. How much free will you have got, how much prarabdha you have got. Look at my situation. I am here. And we are all here for these 15 days. It is my prarabdha, definitely. Because I did not really plan that you should be here, you should be there, etc. I didn't really plan. I might have even invited some people, but I do not know whether the person would come or not. I didn't know. So it's my prarabdha that I happen to have you all here. Good prarabdha. It's not bad prarabdha, it's a good prarabdha. I enjoy all of you, therefore it's my nice prarabdha. And it is your prarabdha also, these 15 days. It may be some punya. Definitely it is a different type of punya. It's not the punya of usual. Punya is generally translated. This is called special Vishesha Punya. Punya Vishesha. It's a Vishesha Punya. That means a different type of punya. That is karma. There is a different type of punya. One type of punya gives you pleasant, comfortable situations, etc. In terms of money, power, and all that. That is the one type of punya. Prajani, another type of punya. Prajani also gives you some ananda. That is another type of punya. And this one type of punya is this type. Power, money, etc. That is also punya. Punya vishesha. You have to be at the right place at the right time to be successful. And that is punya vishesha. This punya is a spiritual punya. Punya vishesha. It's a different type of punya. So this very few people have the luxury of coming and listening, etc., taking off time. There are so many obligations. And they are all busy. So many things to be done. The holidays are there. Holidays, they use them for going to India, taking the children and all that for a holiday, real holiday. They have got so many commitments. So this guy, even if interest is there, it's very difficult to fulfill that interest. So some punya. This is prarabdha. This is punya vishesha. I consider it as a punya vishesha. Or some papa, they came here. I can't say that, I can't say that. Because it is very comfortable also. It's not very bad, even though it may not be as comfortable at home. But definitely not a bad situation. It's okay. So you have this 15 days. This is prarabdha. Prarabdha karma. Definitely prarabdha. Earned. Prarabdha karma plus some kind of a will also is involved. Because my prarabdha is there, So it is my prarabdha is total 100%. Therefore that you have to be here is there. That is prarabdha. Then there is a purushartha, is how best you make use of the situation. You ask questions, try to understand what's going on. So how best you make use of it, that is purushartha. So this freedom is always there, free will is always there. The degree of free will is very difficult to determine. It's like a cow that is tied to a pole with a 100 feet rope. So in 100 feet radius it has got freedom. Beyond that it can't go. If you have vitlo, they call it vitlo. There's the swelling of some infection, and then there is a swelling. Vitlo, they call it vitlo. You know that vitlo? You must have heard, yeah, vitlo.
Is it a Telugu or something?
Huh? English. Yeah. Vitlo. Due to infection, then there is a swelling. And I think it's a nail infection, something there, and nail-based infection. And nagachutti. Yeah. Nagata shutti irukum. Avlanal nagachutti. And so this is a vitlo. This vitlo, even though it's very big, it cannot be like an orange, that's the idea. If the vitlo is of your thumb, the size is going to be bigger. If it is our little finger, it's going to be less. And therefore, the vitlo is going to be determined by the very finger size.
So, Swamiji, in other words, is it under the influence of raga dvesha except for mumukshu? Is free will? Is it under the influence of, you are being influenced by raga dvesha, that's the dragging force?
Yeah, I mean, prarabdha karma also can fulfill through your raga dvesha. They will say, so the karma anusaram ichha, karma ka anusar se ichha. Your desire to do something also is due to karma sometimes. Sometimes. But then you need not go with it also. It takes some support, that's why prayer, etc. And so it's important we don't go with it. So anyway, so there is some access is there. It's all purely physical situations. Body, events, these are the nothing to do with your knowing, being happy. That cannot be touched by prarabdha.
When we talk about moksha, freedom from fear and things like that, yet these stories like Satyam, Pujya or something, they are all fear-based.
Yeah.
They didn't do this thing happened. Like they sound like God is sitting there vindictiveness and all that. Why is it like that?
No. I mean, just true. It's all written by people. It's nothing to do with Shastra, really. It's all stories. If you don't do this, will happen, it will happen. Just to make you do. It's all childish. It is there in all religions. In all religions, some of the religions that is the final. Yeah, if you don't follow, you'll go to hell. And you'll go to hell for good. Eternal hell. That too. I don't even understand what is eternal hell. So they talk like that, Theologians talk like that. Very childish.
But they are so popular. I mean, everybody, even educated people do Satyam, Pujya and all that.
No, Satyanarayana Puja is okay. I don't think all the people believe in all those things. No. It's all story mein bolta hai. See, an omission cannot attract a result. Omission of an action cannot attract a result. Only a wrong action or right action can attract result. Action cannot, in other words, action can attract result. But omission of a right action will lead to doing wrong action. Akarane pratyavaya. There's a big discussion on this. Shankara discusses that. Because if a non-performed action, omission, attracts papa, then why should I perform action even? That's not correct. I omitted to do something good, but that cannot attract papa. So what can attract papa is only when I do something wrong. That can attract papa. Papa means result of a wrong action. But when I keep on omitting what is to be done, it's not going to take long time for me to do the wrong thing. Because you can't remain without doing. And you don't do the right thing. So you will do the wrong thing. That's the idea. Akarane pratyavaya. Very, very good thesis it is.
Swamiji, I have heard there's some art of dying, is there?
Huh?
Art of dying,
Art of dying?
Yeah, I've seen some books and some techniques people are talking about.
Yeah.
What is that?
The art of dying is not to give troubles to others. Anayasa maranam. Because somebody has written a book how to commit suicide. He has given varieties of methods. Somebody gave me a book also. Yeah, just for me to, Sundar gave me a book for me to read, what all things they write. Hundreds of methods the fellow has given. One fellow championed the cause. A person who wants to die when a person is terminally ill, that person should be able to die. So this fellow goes on, he wrote a book and he gives methods how to do it. Yeah. Because you can fail in that attempt also. Already the fellow has a sense of failure. That's why he wants to die. Suppose he wants to commit suicide, somebody. Because he failed in business, so he has got a pile up of self-condemnation and decides to commit suicide. And then he takes a bunch of pills. And the fellow gets up in the morning nicely after a nice sleep. And he has got a new failure sense. I can't even die. So this is a problem. No person, it's a very interesting thing, no person makes, once the fellow survives from suicide, doesn't make another attempt. Yeah. Because after committing the act, then they feel regretful. Mostly. Because it's against nature. It's against Dharma. Because you have no right over your body. That is what Art of Dying, I think, that book. Yeah.
Swamiji, in the same way, there is this big thing that goes on with Dr. Kevorkian. You must have heard about it. The doctor in Michigan who's now into his God knows what 30th or the person, what do you call this, assisted suicide, that a person at a stage of life when the pain is intolerable,
Yeah.
and it is just prolonged agony and not living, there is that view that a physician is not doing wrong in helping the person, although he doesn't actually cause the death,
Yeah.
but he facilitates it.
Yeah.
Is that, in a way, it is interfering with the product of the person?
Yeah.
How does one interpret that particular situation? What is right and what is wrong?
I tell you first, practical. No physician should do it. Because it will attract a really, definitely a liability case. Yeah,
But if
litigation.
he has,
No, it's impossible. The relatives, even suppose he writes and gives you, the relatives still can sue you. Because they will say that you are not supposed to do it, even if that man is not in his senses, and he is doing that, and as a physician, a responsible person, you cannot do it. Therefore, $1 million. Clean. Problem. Therefore, we should never do that until there is a law. But the moral issue is, it is said in our Shastra, a person who is terminally ill and the pain is very big and wants to go, he can go. It is said like that. Our Shastra, Dharma Shastra tells that. Yeah, Jala Samadhi.
he can
Yeah.
take his own
But
life.
there again, he should not burn himself and all that. Jala Samadhi. Yeah. Eh? Yeah, like that. Jala Samadhi. Generally Jala Samadhi. Yeah. Ganga. Like that. Pravah mein jala jata hai bas. That's allowed. I know one Swami Bhashyananda. So he was terminally ill, and one fine morning, somebody said, he was still walking and all that. They said that it will get you some cancer or something. So he got into Ganga and was over. But he didn't have any regret or anything. His name was Bhashyananda.
But this physician assisted suicide would attract papa then.
No, I don't think so. You only help them, that's okay, out of compassion. It is another type of compassion, It takes more. It's a 1 degree extra compassion you require, you need. Like, when in the Mahabharata, this is a very nice thing to know. Bhishma was fighting for Duryodhana. He wrought devastation in the enemy army, in the Pandavas army. Every day, 10,000 people he killed. Bhishma was furious because Arjuna taunting him all the time. You won't fight, you don't fight. Because Duryodhana knew that Bhishma can destroy all these people. Nobody can touch him. That also he knew. Bhishma was not ordinary. So he went on taunting Bhishma that you have got soft corner for the Pandavas. So you don't fight, etc. Then what happened? Then he went on. He fought and then he had brought destruction. They all knew that there is no answer. Look at this. Dharmaputra, Pandava, that is Dharmaputra, the eldest of the Pandavas. Dharmaputra, whom he is fighting against. Now he is the prime enemy. He is the eldest son. The war is between Dharmaputra and Duryodhana. Dharmaputra and his younger brothers. And Duryodhana and his brothers. That is the war. Cousins. Dharmaputra goes to Bhishma in the battlefield. He was camping in a tent in the night. Dharmaputra goes with Bhima and Arjuna. And all of them go there and they offer their namaskars to him. And then he asks, what brought you here? Well, at this rate, our army will be destroyed. I want you to tell us how to kill you. Dharma. It reaches a height, 1 more inch, Straight away went and asked him honestly, tell us exactly how to kill you. We don't know how to kill you, it's impossible. And Bhishma laughs and tells, you can't kill me. The only way, I have a vow that I will not fight a woman or a person who is neither man nor woman. Therefore, there is that Shikandi, Drishtadyumna's brother, Drupada's son, Shikandi, who was born for this purpose, only as an answer to Bhishma, neither male nor female. Keep the fellow in front, let Arjuna fight. I will be killed. He gives them the clue. And Arjuna fights keeping Shikandi in front. And Bhishma falls. You can look at that Dharma, what a height it soars. Honestly talking. Honest talking sometimes works very well. Sometimes, It all depends upon the person to whom you talk. Sometimes in Mahabharata you'll find this kind of anomalies.
Swamiji, Vibhishana also tells the secret, to kill Ravana to Rama. To Vibhishana,
Yeah.
Ravana's brother, he tells how to kill Ravana also to Rama.
Yeah, yeah. Dharma. Again, yeah. He advised Ravana and only came to Rama. He didn't want to have anything to do with Adharma.
Swamiji, in this Bhishma situation, when he does tell the Pandavas what the solution is, could one say that that was a kind of a prajaya karma for his initial exercise of his free will to be on the side of Duryodhana and therefore Dharma?
He knew that he was siding Adharma, but he had his own vows. He was a man of vows. He was caught by his own words and vows, problem. Bhishma committed mistakes. Man of vows. See, when you make a vow, you can't be literal. Vows create problems. I have found all the people who have vows, they are very rigid people. Bhishma is a typical example of that. I think that's what the Mahabharata wants to convey. He was of frightening vows. Bhishma word itself is frightening.
Does it, when he says more, is he saying that I can do it? Is it the aham, that the ego is, does it represent ego too, or just
Who?
Bhishma?
Yeah, yeah.
His ego?
Lot of ego, yeah.
There's lot of ego.
Lot of ego. In a way, in a very subtle way. Same. But those stories are told. Harishchandra's story is meant to highlight what is Satyam. But he also didn't interpret Satyam properly. But how do you know absolute value of Satyam so that you can interpret? Harishchandra's story gives you that absolute value. Then from there you can interpret. So the stories, you get absolute values. Bhishma stands for vows.
It's a message.
Yeah, it's a message. Yeah.
Spirit of the story. Right?
Yeah, spirit, yeah.
I believe Swamiji, I was reading Mahatma Gandhi's biography. When he was 11, he used to see this story of Harishchandra, Rama. He saw 80 times Gandhi Mahatma as a child. Every time he saw, he cried, I believe. And then he said, this is the way of life I want to live. Stick to Satya. And in one of his biographies, he written, that was one of the driving forces for Mahatma Gandhi's life. So
Correct.
message conveyed.
Message. Yeah. Good. It's true. We all, in the villages, Harishchandra Natakam. He's very famous. Very famous Nataka.
Swamiji, is it true that Ravana had prayed to Lord Shiva that when it's time for him to die, he wants to die in God's hands, or in Rama's hands, through Rama's hands?
Yeah, there's a story like that, yeah. But that's all different Ramayana, not Valmiki.
Swami, this, if somebody becomes a Swami and leaves his wife and children, will he commit some papa or not?
It all depends upon what kind of husband he was. So, if he was really a caring person, then if he leaves, there is a dereliction of duty. He can leave only convincing his wife and children, he can do that. And he has to do all the things that are necessary to see that they are happy, comfortable. Nobody is going to be happy, at least comfortable. And convince his wife and then leave. That's a correct thing to do.
Because Swami Ramtith left his wife and children, and when he became a monk, he wouldn't allow them to come and meet him. So I thought that could be
That's unfortunate, yeah.
yeah. Because Swami Ramtith was so
Yeah, yeah.
powerful.
But it is one thing, there's a story told. For the sake of saving the family, for saving the whole family, kutumba, kula, the family tree, etc., you can sacrifice a person if there is a necessity for that. I mean, somebody commits a crime and things like that, you should get the punishment if it is capital punishment. The family should not fight against that. It's okay. Save the family's name, family's prestige, that way. Uphold Dharma. For the sake of a village, one particular kutumba, a family can be sacrificed. For the sake of the whole community, a village, like in those days, they used to burn the whole village. Not the people, the whole village can be sacrificed. Like this you can keep on expanding. Then for the sake of the self, you sacrifice everything. Finally, Atmartham, when you go for Atma Jnanam Moksha, then you can sacrifice anything. It's not a papa karma. Because it is encouraged in the Shastra. But the person has to convince, take care of certain things and then go. Yeah.
Swamiji, you often talk about not having an agenda for others. If you're ready to accept any of the four types of results, is it okay to have an agenda for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, when you have an agenda for yourself, really, but it is today's agenda, one day at a time. One needs to have agenda. Even for others, you can have agenda. Nothing wrong in having agenda, but they can't be sitting in your head all the time. You know. What can you do with them? That's worry. So you do what you can do always. Action, more action than just worrying about. That's what I say.
Why is it Maya or ignorance of God? And
No,
what is the difference between
it's not ignorance of it. That's a wrong translation. Ajnanam. Na jnanam ajnanam. That's all the meaning there. Na jnanam. It is not pure consciousness. It's Maya meaning. He wants to retain the same word for both, and therefore translation can be a problem. Ajnanam is a very, very good word, really. Na jnanam ajnanam. It is not jnanam. Jnanam is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. This is na jnanam. It is not that jnanam, pure and simple. And it is there with Brahman. That is Maya. Yama Samaya. That which doesn't exist on its own is called Maya. Ya Ma. The one, Ya, one, Ma is not. Ya Ma. The one who is not on her own doesn't exist. That is Maya. Mithya.
My sister's son, he is sadhu.
Huh?
He is sadhu. Priyadarsan Swami. He is since 20 years. Whenever he comes in New York City from India, I cannot see him. It is so painful sometimes.
It's true. I don't think you got pain because you don't see him. You have got pain because why I should not see him. It's more an issue. It's not that a man who doesn't want to see you, you should not see him. In fact, you don't lose anything. What do you lose? These kind of sadhus require treatment, and therefore you don't lose anything. But that you are prohibited to see him is because of some principles they have. And so, yeah. That's all. Some rules they have, they follow that, and so nothing.
I cannot talk even.
Yeah. But a lot of people go there, and then give money. They are the people. Swami Narayan. Collect a lot of money. They are the people who are the richest group. This is Swami Narayan group, Patel. All the Patels, they think that they are their possession. They are politics.
My sister, she has 3 sons, and Swami asked her that he wants this son, and he became sadhu. Many years back. And I haven't seen him for a long time, because I am also here for a long time. And I haven't seen him. And whenever he comes here with Prabhu Swami, even then I cannot talk.
Yeah. You can, from a distance, you can see, Some, they've got some rules.
So Swamiji, one day at a time, what is it that you would advise a person to do who's trying to say, deal with fear or something?
Fear of? Yeah. Fear, you always welcome fear. Any fear, you must welcome it. Openly, with words, you have to say, "Oh fear, I welcome you." Yeah. Close your eyes and say, "Oh fear, please come, I welcome you."
Even when you don't feel that?
Huh?
Even when you don't feel that?
No, you welcome the fear. Whenever you are frightened or something, welcome the fear. If you welcome the fear, then there is no fear of fear. The problem with fear is you have fear of fear, then you have a fear that you have got fear of fear. so, so it goes on. Yeah, chain reaction. So when you say, "I welcome fear," fear resolves. Honestly, I'm telling you, it is instant. Nothing else we require. Dealing with ordinary fears. Nothing.
Swamiji, when somebody is going through difficult situation, difficult problems through life, and one assumes that this is your prarabdha karma, or maybe even present karma that's
Yeah.
improper actions, how do you get through those situations? You have to get through.
You can't go by prarabdha at all. You can only go by your choice and free will. Because nobody knows what is prarabdha. Even the best astrologer cannot tell you what is prarabdha. Only when things don't go well, we understand perhaps some prarabdha. it is helpful. Then I consult an astrologer, he tells me, do this Shanti, that Shanti. It's helpful. We don't simply sit and worry. So we do something. When you are helpless, you pray. The prayer can be broad spectrum or specific. The specific prayer is much more helpful sometimes. So specifically you pray. Yeah.
We talking about free will, when we meditate, you said to put a space, to get a space within ourselves, and that the consciousness is looking at the thoughts. Now, like as you have unfolded the nature of consciousness, so now a kind of has the ignorance gone up, or like when I'm meditating, is the consciousness trying to guide myself? Guide itself to look at itself.
No. I'm talking about only simple conscious being. Consciousness I didn't bring there at all. The conscious being, the individual, the subject I'm talking about, whose content is consciousness.
Yeah, but then take the case of Atma itself. The person behind me, who is this person behind me who is talking to you? The person who is using that activity. Now, who is it who knows what you're told? And who is it that who's seeing it?
That is subject. That is a subject. There is a subject, with reference to the mind. The consciousness with reference to the mind, whole mind, becomes the subject, the knower.
Consciousness with reference to mind, but mind is not in our control. You say that mind is a...
No. Mind, that is a subject. With reference to the whole mind. Mind has got two aspects, One is the subject situation. The other is the mind modifying mind faculty. The vrittis, various vrittis keep on changing. That you can watch.
Yeah, who is that me?
That is simple. You are the one who is asking question now, that person. Simple you. There is nothing more in it. Simple conscious being. You are a conscious being, the subject. You see, you have a self-appreciation that you are asking question and you look at your mind, you say, my mind is little restless, my mind is quiet. Who says that? That person.
So that person is trying to unfold ignorance of the Atma. Now that means Atma is separate from the conscious being.
No. Don't get confused there. It's simple. This is the conscious being. About whom I am talking. That conscious being, the subject, is consciousness. Object also is consciousness. The thought is consciousness. Outside, if there is an object for the thought, that also is not separate from consciousness. All of them are one consciousness, that is Satyam. That Satyam, that is Brahma, that is teaching. In the meditation, I am not dealing with that at all. I am just dealing with purely relaxation and some japa. Nothing else I am doing.
Yeah, meditation I just used to, used to tell it, but I'm asking behind it.
There is no behind or anything. What is behind a wave?
Meditation,
No, okay. What is behind a wave?
Behind a?
Wave.
Water?
Wave. Water. It's not behind or anything.
Yeah, it is.
It is, yeah. That is consciousness. Okay. I think it's time now. So Professor Goswami is going out tomorrow?
Yes, I'll be going tomorrow morning.
What time?
Probably about 8 after breakfast.
Okay.
Can I see you after breakfast for 2 minutes?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. So I think our people had enjoyed your talks, and I'd like to honor you with your mala. Aye, Toda. Our mala. Chandan, sandalwood mala.
Yeah.
Sahano Bhunaktu